particulate matter in a way that they're particularly jagged. So they're not only small and tiny, but you can imagine they're really fractured. The other issue is the rock that will be mined in this quarry is high in silica. And so we're also possibly dealing with, if you get exposed to it, health effects from silicosis, which you can't recover from if you get it. That would be scarring of the lungs, and it would be permanent. So I would just encourage all of you to be mindful of the reason why we typically don't see uses such as mines next to state parks is it's incompatible with the use of the state park. You're coming out here to exercise. People come every day, and so they really could be exposed to harmful particulate matter that, and unknowingly, because it's invisible, you can't see it. So I would just think about what you would wish for your children and for all the families around you. You would want everyone to stay healthy, and that's what our goal is. Thank you.
And one more thing I think worth adding is you're taking these measurements now while they're 400 feet down in the pit with blast. With the new pit, for many years, it's going to be far worse because they're down.
Yeah, so the other issue is now we're taking measurements of a quarry blasts that are occurring 400 feet down, and so most often that blast isn't getting to us, but when they're quarrying this land to begin with, it will be right at the same level as us, and so that fence is not going to protect you from those air quality impacts.
Yeah, the dispersion of the stuff will be way worse.
Are there levels that they have to stay under, or is it regulated by, they can say we're under the threshold or anything like that?
So there is no federal limit for non-workplace exposure to silica. So only if you're working at the mine is there a limit. But if you're just outside the boundaries, you could be exposed. For PM 2.5, there is an annual limit and a daily limit. But those limits, if there's a blast and you get a quick pulse of particulates, that will be averaged over 24 hours and probably fall underneath that daily average limit. So, yeah, there really isn't a federal protection, but that's why we tend to use land uses, land use restrictions, land use zoning to keep these incompatible uses from being next to each other.
Can you speak to the 200 milligrams per liter spike you measured in altitude?
So there was a day in June when I was riding when we knew there was seismic work. They were trying to detect it at Jeff Wald's house. He lives 2 miles from the quarry. They were there with a seismic instrument, so we knew in advance when the quarry blast was going to occur. And so I took my bike and rode around the trails and measured a spike of 200 microgram per meter cubed during that ride. A week after that ride, I had a skin infection that had to get treated with steroids to calm it down. So I would not advise anyone to go out and be exposed to particulate. The other place that's particularly risky is at the Harrison Avenue entrance to our state park, which is where the trucks come out. And on Thanksgiving Day, I was riding and the wind was blowing and all the dust that had been left from the operation previous 2 days was still there, getting resuspended by the wind, and I was breathing that dust again, and I could see it clearly when I got home on that. It's a $99 PM 2.5 little detector that you can wear and see what your individual exposure is as you exercise. So that was just at the entrance as you go over I-40. But that's how a lot of people from South, they're running into the park, right? Getting exposed.